Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and we're back with another slime video. This time, it is a tier list for the Protector units. Just recorded my battle units one. They will go up separately, probably within a couple days of each other or so. I want to do it before the next meta starts. So, we have a lot less units to go through, so this video will be much quicker. Thank the Lord. Let's begin. Water Millum. A protector that doesn't see a lot of usage, mainly because the water meta is not really a thing right now. And what she does is she increases your guard rate by 68%. Cool. Guard rate is very good right now for some of these hard extreme conquest missions. Ifrit, I mean, you need a guard character, and there are 3 of them to choose from, so take your pick. She is the water leader, so it makes sense that you would use this one for the water team. It's all personal preference though. Her secondary effect increases the blue damage until the end of battle by 20%, which is not an insignificant amount, like the 5% that the wind meta was doing. It can be very good. But I like the golem more because of the counterattacks. And Shuna, we'll talk about her in a bit. So I'm going to put you in the B tier. I don't have any weird names for these. I'm going to go with S, A, B, C. A, B, C, D. Whatever. I didn't have time to think of fancy names for it. Dark Veldora. S tier. Immediate S tier. Why? Because he does a lot for your team. And you're not limited to using him just, with the units that he buffs. I beat Earth Golem with him, leading a fire team, because of what he does. What does Veldora do? He increases your skill cost limit by 30. Already very good. Means you have more points to get more combos off, to use more skills, to double or triple buff if you get that lucky. He increases your ult damage by 10%, up to a maximum of 50 every time you use him. So every time you use Veldora, you get 10% extra ult damage, just right there. And, as I have tested in previous videos, this buff, since it comes from a protector unit and is not a skill from a battle character, it will stack with a battle character's buff like Wind Millum, or Dark Veldora, or Guy Crimson. So, if you're doing it with Wind Millum and hers is maxed out, she gives 70%, and if you have Veldora maxed out, that is 50%. So that is an extra 120% damage to your ult. Is it viable to get that full boost in a normal battle? Not really, because you're not going to get Veldora that often. You're going to get him twice, maybe 3 times if you're lucky, unless you're really dragging that fight out. So 100%, 90% is generally where people are going to land in that range, but an extra 20% damage on an ult is free damage. He also does something else. He also just gives you 30 points. So not only does he increase your limit by 30, he also gives you 30. So if you are maxed out, you're maxed out again at the new cap. It's incredible. I love this unit. He has so much use. Boosting ults for any character is incredibly valuable. Giving you points and increasing your point cap is just icing on the cake. He is one of the best protectors in this game. If you have him, build him out. He will help you immensely. You don't have to run units under his leader skill for him to be useful. Next, Charybdis. One of the other very good protectors in this game. He does a little bit less than Veldora, but it's not to be understated that he is still very good. So he is also going to go into S tier. What does he do? He increases your skill cost limit until the end of battle by 32 at level 4. I believe it's 40 at level 10. So immediate point increase by 40 means, again, like Dark Veldora, you can get off multiple buff combos. He also increases your green skill gauge by 150%. Now, I know I say that in a kind of a weird way, but what I mean is that every green skill you use, you get 150% of the gauge that you would normally get. And if you're running the wind meta at the time, who does nothing but change things to green and buff green and green and green and green, If you pop this Charybdis with all those extra green buffs, you literally have like double ults for everybody. And you have an extra Charybdis meter and a half already. And your points are maxed out. It is insanely powerful. I used Charybdis for my Hero Jubilee run with the fire meta. Why? Because getting that gigantic boost right off the bat is, getting ults immediately, having max points immediately is incredible. And then, boosting up my my total skill points is incredibly powerful. So he also goes up here. The Earth Golem is going to go into A tier. The Earth Golem is another guard unit. So 76% at level 9, so 80% guard at level 10. So it's higher than Watermelon and increases your counterattack rate by 60%, and that is fixed. So it's 80% and 60% for the two different effects. This cannot be understated. I 3-star cleared stage 50 of the Crucible using the Earth Golem because, I'm taking reduced damage and I'm sending it right back at him. And that extra bit of damage you do to encounters makes a whole lot of difference. You could crit counter, you could super counter, the chances are not high, but you can, and the extra damage will pay off. So I've found much more use for the Earth Golem than I have for Watermelon. So A tier for that. Romaris. Not the biggest fan of Romaris. She can change an entire 6-card hand of oranges to blues, which can be useful in certain situations where oranges are nerfed. And she increases your light attack by 16%, which I believe goes up to 20%. So, is she a good leader for the light team? Yeah, but if I'm running the light team, I really want skill points and I want ults for Gazzle. Not really blue points. I mean, increasing your light attack is good, but I need those buffs. So I'm going to put you in C tier. It's just that she doesn't do as enough. Like, a whole six-hand change is very powerful in the right situation, but I would get more use out of a different protector at that point. I would probably use Veldora over her. That's just me, though. Fire Rimuru, the newest protector to come out, he has a use. He definitely has a use in the Jubilee that's going on right now. Decreases all targets' fire resistance by 30%, increases the blue gauge increase by 20%, and increases your skill cost limit by 25%. So he does 3 things, just like the Veldora protector does. I would not consider them nearly as good, though. He increases your max cap by 25, which is good. He doesn't give you points, though, so you actually have to get back up to 125 now, or 150. The blue gauge by 20%, it lets you get him faster and to, boost your skill points up even faster, I guess. And then his first effect of fire resistance by 24%, I could take it or leave it. I haven't... there is a definite difference when using it in my damage if I'm using a fire team. But if you're not using a fire team, then there's actually really no point, because you can get all this other stuff from other people. So, in the current meta that's going on right now, you're B tier. That's as much as I can give you. Ifrit, the fire protector, the original fire protector, meant for ult rushing. Increases your secret skill gauge by 40% at level 10. So immediate boost up. If you're at 60% ult gauge, you use this, boom, you're at 100%. Now, the only downside to that is that he will not immediately give you an ult. So even if you do fill up your ult gauge by using him, you're not going to change one of your orbs in your hand into an ult. It's not how it works. He'll give you the gauge, but you still have to wait a turn for those orbs to come in, which is unfortunate. If he changed existing orbs into ults, he would be S tier, for sure, no question. but he doesn't. So the delay of one turn can make a difference, especially if you're trying to beat like EX the Earth Golem. You need ults on turn 5 or 6, and you pop him on turn 6, you're dead. You've actually lost because he's healed all back up. He's gonna one-shot your units. Unfortunate. He also, just like Rammers, increases your fire attack by 15%. He's gonna go in B tier. If he's held back by his not granting the alt orbs, in my opinion. Is he better than these two units, in my opinion? Yes. Does he belong in A tier? No, not you. Not you. No, I'm gonna keep you in B tier. I'm gonna keep you in B tier. Sorry, guys. Next is Wind Shuna, the other guard unit. Increases all allies' guard rate by 70%, I think. Yeah, at level 10. And then increases all of your green gauges increase by 50%. So a little bit of the Golem and Milim, and then a little bit of Charybdis in there. Not someone I use very often. Even during the wind meta, I either used Veldora or Charybdis because they both have... He leads wind fully, and you have a sub-leader for wind. I don't know. I just... Something about her, I don't like what she does. And I don't use her at all. So, C tier. The Orc of Disaster. The primary dark team leader. Increases your skill cost limit by 20 points, I think, at level 10. So again, that's good, increasing your skill cap. He doesn't give you... Actually, no, he does give you. He's another triple one. Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've used him. Okay, increase your skill cost limit by 20. Gives you 20 points, so just like Veldora, just a little bit less. And then changes your entire hand of green into orange. So, you've got 2 skills that are like Veldora, just a little bit worse, and you change your entire hand like Ramirez does. I mean, if you're looking to alt rush a more natural way than using Ifrit, because he leads fire as well, and you want to have a full hand of orange cards, using this is great, because you've increased your cap, allowing you to do more combos. You've increased your points just right off the bat to match your increase. You're changing your entire hand. It's very powerful. He has more use. His 2 metas have already come. So a lot of people have units that will fit under his leader skill. I don't find myself using him outside of his own team, though, like I do Veldora or Charybdis, but I'm sure a case can be made for that. It's neither here nor there. So I'm going to put you in S tier. And then the final unit, Dark Chion, a unit that I do not have. The only protector I do not have, and every single day I curse myself for not summoning for her, because every single day I'm memed and roasted and see the power of Dark Chion that I'm missing out on, and I despise myself. What does she do? Changes the greens into blues and increases your secret skill gauge by 25%. So she is an Ifrit and an Orc of Disaster a little bit. So she immediately gives you alt gauge, and she changes greens into blues, which allows you to use her again to boost your secret skill gauge up again. So all you're doing is using her, and boosting your alt gauge until everyone has double alts. There are so many strategies to use for her. There are so many teams that you can use her. She is not limited to just her own team. S tier. For lack of a better term. I have not personally used her because I don't have her. I have seen her usefulness, though. So, that is my Protector tier list. This list will not grow nearly as fast as the Battle Unit list because we only get one a month. So, unless they start dropping some weird things. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you agree with my Colossus as the only Soul A unit and the rest of these down here? Probably not. Let me know why. Let me know who you would change. Do you like these 4 up here in the S tier? Let me know. But for now, take it easy, guys. And I'll see you later.